I told our client that a product could do something that it can't yet because I believe it will ship in 6 weeks. Was that a lie or a bet I'm entitled to make?
You've conflated two different things, and the distinction matters. A lie is a false statement presented as true in the present. A bet is a commitment to make something true in the future. You told the client the product can do something. Can it do it now? If not, you stated something false as though it were fact. The belief that you'll ship in 6 weeks doesn't retroactively make that statement true. It makes it a promise disguised as a description. The question isn't whether you're entitled to make the bet. The question is whether you told the client you were making a bet or whether you told them the product already has the capability. Those are not the same thing.
What you're describing fails the categorical imperative. You cannot will it as a universal law that salespeople state capabilities as present facts when they mean them as future commitments. If every vendor did this, if every statement of present capability might actually mean we think we can do this later, the entire basis of trust in representation collapses. You've treated the client as a means to close the deal rather than as an end deserving clarity about what they are actually purchasing.
The rectification of names begins here. You called something a capability when you meant it as an intention. The client heard one thing, you meant another. That gap is where trust dies. It doesn't matter that you believe in the 6-week timeline. What matters is that you are not the person who says what they mean, and the client cannot rely on your words to reflect reality as it stands. That is the beginning of the corruption of the relationship.
What is in your control? Whether you tell the truth now. What is not in your control? Whether the product ships in 6 weeks. You've made your credibility dependent on something you cannot guarantee. You've also made it impossible for the client to make an informed decision because they believe they are buying something they are actually only betting on. If you want to offer them a bet, offer it clearly. If you want to sell them what exists, sell them what exists.
Well, having misrepresented myself and now that I have to come to this person, how would I actually address the matter that I lied to them?
You go to them now, before they discover it themselves, and you say what is true. Not what you hope will happen in 6 weeks, not what you believe you can deliver. What is true today? You tell them the product does not yet have that capability, that you stated it as though it did, and that was wrong. The cost of doing this now is small compared to the cost of them learning it from someone else, or from the product failing to do what you promised. The way you repair this is by becoming the person who speaks plainly, starting immediately.
Do not go to them asking for forgiveness or trying to manage their reaction. That is still making it about you. Go to them with the correction and the revised timeline, and accept whatever they decide to do with that information. You cannot control whether they stay or leave. You can only control whether you tell them the truth now and give them the chance to make a real decision. The discomfort you feel is appropriate. Don't try to escape it by softening the message.
The restoration of trust requires more than confession. It requires that you change the terms of the relationship going forward. Tell them not only what the actual status is, but also what you will and will not claim in the future. Make it clear that you will distinguish between what is and what you intend to build. Treat them as someone whose trust you damaged and whose consent you now need to earn back, not as someone you need to convince that it's fine.
What do you think about this, Lao Tzu, the author of Art of War?
You've named a figure and a work, but the question itself isn't complete. Are you asking what Lao Tzu would think about Sun Tzu's Art of War? whether that philosophy applies to your current situation, whether there's a contrast between the two approaches. Name the actual question, and the council can address it.
I'm asking I'm asking Lao Tzu what he would think about this.
You have already done the thing. The confession cannot be undone by force or strategy. What matters now is whether you move with the current of what has happened or against it. You told them something false. The natural movement is toward truth. Do not plan how to manage their response. Do not calculate the optimal timing or framing. These are all resistance. Go to them directly. Speak what is so, and let the situation settle as it will. The damage is already done. What remains is whether you add force and manipulation to it, or whether you allow it to resolve by returning to what is real.